Well, it's about 5:30 in the morning. Sun will be up soon, and it's a much brighter outlook here as far as I can tell. Haven't heard any news yet, but from what I can see, the smoke, there's still smoke there, but there's no thick smoke, and I don't see any glow. I've been up all night. I've been sleeping in 20-minute snatches, set my alarm, get up, stagger back out here. And if you've ever tried that, that's just enough sleep to make you mad. But the glow all night was right over there till about, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock. It started going away. And I could hear bulldozers, trucks, something all night long. No helicopters. The helicopters didn't fly during the night. Beautiful full moon. And listen to all the birds. But heard those, like I said, bulldozers, whatever they were. I can still faintly hear them. And I think what they were doing is they were, and I'm guessing, but I'm thinking they were surrounding that fire and cutting off its fuel. Now, there's still fire out there, but like I said, that glow's gone, and that glow was what was scary last night. You can still see smoke, and actually the smoke has moved farther to the northeast, which is disturbing. I didn't think it would go that way, but obviously the fire has moved that direction. But the glow was gone, and back this way, where it was so terrible yesterday, blue skies. Smoke doesn't start till about there, and then forward to the north and east. I hear the bulldozers or trucks or whatever it is, so that's still going on. And waiting for the morning press conference that'll tell us whether or not people can come back into the evacuated area. And my wife and mom can come back. But I think that the worst is over. I think those guys that worked all night got that thing surrounded and controlled, at least to a degree. And hopefully, the weather girl says that it won't. The wind won't kick up as much today, and they'll be able to continue what they did last night and bring it under more control. It's Thursday, about 13:30, 1:30 in the afternoon, and I held off on making this little installment because I thought I would do a wrap-up, because I really felt like things would be wrapping up. As you can see, things look much different than they did yesterday. And while there's still a fire, from my vantage point, they have really made some headway. And I really thought, even though the winds kicked up again, that the evacuation would be lifted and my wife and mother would be able to come home. Not so. They have lifted parts over that way, and it turns out the fire evidently hasn't gotten over there. It's just that yesterday the smoke was so bad they evacuated mostly for smoke over there. So the fire is more over this way, and they just had a press conference. At least 18 homes have burned to the ground, and many more have been damaged, and we're still under evacuation. So the game plan now is second verse, same as the first. Going to stay here, and I'm going to try to get me a nap here this afternoon, and then stay here and spend the night and make sure things are okay. All the characters are the same. My neighbor's still here. Been some interesting stuff. This is a cow ranch right across from me, And the guy that owns the cows came up in a boat this morning. It was really funny to see two big old boys carrying 2 sacks of feed each on their shoulders to go find their cows. And they found them, said they were okay, but they said that everything, there's a road out there, everything west of the road looked burned. So that's the intel I got. I want to speak about something that I talked about in an earlier video, and there's been some comments, and that's about the police roadblock from yesterday. And there was emotion in my voice. I was really mad just recounting that whole situation. And I was a cop for a couple of years for the Department of Defense. And while that's not the same as being a sheriff's deputy or a highway patrolman, I understand and have been in the situation where, for whatever reason, you have to tell the public they have to do this and they have to go that way, and they don't like it. And I understand that they're following orders. And I hate even saying it that way because that has such a, you know, Nuremberg sound to it. But the whole time I was ranting at that trooper, the calm part of me did understand he was doing his job. He had bad orders. Somebody wasn't thinking things through. And frankly, in my time in the military, I've been in that situation where you knew that the orders coming down were not in tune with the latest intel on the ground. And sometimes you got to grit your teeth and wait for people to catch up, the people that are issuing the orders. And I forgive that man, and I hope he forgives me. I really do. And I just want to say the thoughts I had of ramming his car and taking off across country, they were out of desperation, and they were silly, and they were wrong. And even though that was truly a bad call and a bad decision on their part, I do understand that that young trooper was sent to that place probably with not a full grasp of the big picture. He just knew he was to man a post and let no one pass. And I've been given those orders myself before. And I regret some of my attitude toward him. I want to give a shout out to JJ Johnson over at Reality Survival. And if you're one of my faithful subscribers and you're into prepping, then God knows you know who JJ is, because he's one of the movers and shakers in prepping. You know, I'm not fit to touch him and his damn garment, but I subscribe to him and watch his stuff religiously, and I subscribe to his Patreon. I am a patron of JJ, and I want to just recount to you something pertaining to that. So he contacted me this morning and said, "Hey, I see this thing is in your neighborhood." You know, he knows who I am because I'm on his Patreon, and I just wanted to check on you. And by the way, have you seen my Wildfire checklist? And he sent the thing to me, and it was great. And I went through it, and I gave myself a B plus. I was doing pretty good according to his checklist, and it's a damn good checklist. One thing that I never would have thought about was, if you do leave, closing up the house really good, even to the point of taping up windows and ducts, because very often smoke damage can total a house where the flames never touched it. Great point, great point. I tell you what, if you don't subscribe to Reality Survival, his name's JJ Johnson, but the YouTube is Reality Survival. You need to get on over there and just start going through his stuff. And if you're into the whole Patreon thing, you need to check out his American Prepper Academy, because he's got some good stuff on that thing. Shameless plug. It's it's good stuff, and I like to think I know a thing or two about prepping, and this man knows thing 4 and 5. So anyway, I really appreciate JJ reaching out to me and checking on me and sending me that checklist. All right, so that's the update for now, and I will do a final video just to wrap things up, lessons learned, that kind of thing. But if nothing dramatic happens, I'm not going to just keep milking this cow. If nothing dramatic happens, then I'll just wrap it up, and I won't bore you anymore with this stuff. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the comments too. I really appreciate people, taking a minute to say that they're thanking me, and prayers. I tell you what, there is nothing better you can do for somebody than to pray for them. And when somebody says that, it just makes me smile. Thanks a lot.